Hey everybody, you're watching Ohm Sweet Ohm on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Hey everybody, welcome to Ohm Sweet Ohm. I'm yoga instructor Alison Schuster, and today we are at Forevergreen Farms in Newcastle, PA, and we're talking to Dustin Hribal and Shita Lau. Hi guys.
Hey,
Hi.
welcome.
Welcome to the show. This is going to be a really fun episode. I've been looking forward to this one. All quarantine, I've been looking forward to this one because we were hoping to come here before COVID hit, but here we are. So this is going to be an exciting episode because we're going to talk about what you guys do and how to keep us healthy with what you do.
Yeah.
So let's start with what Forevergreen Farms does. So Dustin, tell us a little bit about what you guys do here.
Yeah, so our main specialty, you would say, is cold pressed organic juices. We also offer loose leaf teas, and we're also a flower shop. Right? So
I know behind us we have it smells so good in here. So.
Yeah, yeah. So our tagline is juice for the body, flowers for the soul. The whole idea being ultimately getting nutrition in, but reconnecting people back to nature in whatever way we can. And right now that's through juice and flowers.
And that's fostering that wellness. And you and I were talking about this before we started, just how much we need those things now. And I think during quarantine and all of the things that are sort of facing us, we are all starting to examine how can I keep myself healthier, not just the body, but the mental aspects as well, right? Bringing a little joy. The flowers bring us a lot of joy into our lives. But how can we do that? And it becomes so simple, right? It becomes so simple to keep ourselves healthy with things that are right around us.
Yeah.
Which that's the amazing part of this. And I think a lot of people are looking for those things, right? They're looking for, how do I keep myself healthy with things that are right here in my own neighborhood, right? Easy to access. You don't have to mail away to get them. We can just pull in here and pick up some juice.
Yeah, it's part of the benefit of juicing is the essence is it's super condensed nutrition, right? So it becomes really simple for say somebody who doesn't necessarily eat the healthiest or isn't, how would you say this?
Getting like 2 to 4 pounds of fruits.
Yeah, so each juice contains
right. Getting all of the fruits and vegetables every day. It's a lot. When you look at it, it's kind of daunting when people say, "Oh, here's how many servings you need a day."
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're like, "I don't have time to chop them all up or juice at home or do all of those things." And sometimes that's the case. Busy lives.
Yep.
I've had people stop me in the grocery store before. They recognize me from TV and they stop me and say, "Which one of these is the healthiest?" And usually my answer, and I think yours would be the same, is whichever one is closest to the original fruit, closest to the original source of that food. I mean, and that's really what we want, is to access foods without processing them too much.
Yep. A good rule of thumb is as close to nature's intended as possible, right? And so when you're juicing organic produce, for example, you can do it in a way where you can get a broad spectrum of different produce that you wouldn't typically eat. A lot of people aren't sitting down and eating a pound of kale, for example, or ginger or turmeric, but you can juice it and get a lot of the same nutritional benefits. So it becomes an easy way to supplement. I don't want to use that word loosely, but supplement your diet.
Sure, and a lot of people say, well, I hear a lot about turmeric and its wonderful inflammatory powers, but I don't know what to put it in.
Yeah.
Right, or I don't know how to handle it.
How do I make it taste good?
Right, what do I do with it? You know what I mean? And this is an easy way to make that happen. Now, a lot of people I know are going to ask, what does cold pressed mean? because we use all of these buzzwords in the health and wellness industry, and people are like, what does that mean? I don't know, but let's say it because it sounds good. But what does it mean?
Yeah, one of the things we try and do is not just, I mean, we always say we juice so you don't have to clean your juicer, but we also have a really good piece of equipment. It is called a cold press juicer. And the idea is that there's several different ways to extract juice. And so that's just a term used to describe the method of extraction.
Why does that make it better?
Yeah, so some of the methods, a lot of what you see in your basic kitchen countertop juicer is called a centrifugal juicer. And while it's convenient and good, it actually, the blade heats up and you're not extracting as much of the mineral, the enzymes, the nutrition out of it.
So the heat has that property of, let's say, killing some of that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it certainly can.
Basically.
Yeah, so cold press juicing is just one of the ways to ensure you get the most out of what you're juicing. If you look at the pulp when you're done, super dry, and we compost all of our pulp. So it's really full circle. Everything is going back into the farm in some way or into our bodies. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's a really holistic process. So.
So tell me about some of the juices as far as the benefits. You know, right now a lot of people keep asking me, or they email me, and they've been talking about immunity. Yeah. You know, how can I stay healthy? How can I, you know, fight the illness that's in the world right now? What would you tell them?
You know, I'm very careful when making health claims, but it's pretty common sense. The more raw fruits and vegetables you put in your body, the better off your body's going to be. And we always tell people to approach juicing. This is an experiment for your body because everyone's in a different spot, right? So it's really kind of intuitive in that way where you have to listen to what your body's telling you.
Right.
And so the only way to do that is to begin introducing these things into your body. And so a good rule of thumb is drinking green juices, for example, right? You start drinking spinach and kale, putting some of these more alkaline foods in your body. In America, for example, we have very acidic diets,
right.
A lot of meat, a lot of pasta. I'm not saying those things are good or bad. They just are.
We have a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And
we
they
all
need
have
the quantity, right?
Right, and we all have free will, but we're not free from the consequences of that free will.
Right.
So health is no different. And so when we're eating a lot of those things, you can drink a green juice, for example, and help offset the acidic diet.
The balance, isn't it? And I gotta say too, with some of the green juices, if I put a plate of kale in front of my kids, they're not going to be as excited about it as if it's in the juice that has that little bit of sweetness, and they're like, oh, I like this, and they don't need to know even what all is in it, right?
Yeah, you know, for us, it's really interesting because we do a lot of farmers markets, and we're interfacing with a lot of parents who are trying to get their kids to eat healthy. Mm-hmm. And kids are really interesting because they're much clearer mirrors. We as adults, we have a lot of years of unhealthy habits, so a lot of times it's harder to overcome those, whereas kids, if you start giving them the right foods early on, they naturally crave it,
and
just like we do. Yeah.
Sure.
And so a lot of times when people are introducing juices into their diet or other healthier foods, they go through what's referred to as the healing crisis, where their body seemingly has adverse reactions, or, you know, detox symptoms, you would say. But that's all part of the process. It's your body rebalancing and resetting itself.
Beginning to power with something new.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Changing the source of fuel.
That's awesome. Now, how do you come up with the mixes? I know you guys have some really good recipes.
A lot of bad ones
yeah.
for the good ones.
That's experimental, right?
Yeah, it's true. A lot of bad blends. But I've been juicing for the better part of 10 years. I had a lot of health issues in my early 20s, so I kind of got kick-started into a different way. I was looking for a more holistic approach, a more natural approach, and juicing is not the end-all, but it certainly was an important step for me. And it's kind of how we started this whole business. Was we were trying to figure out how can we work together, how can we create our own business, and do something we love and believe in. And juicing was kind of a natural thing.
And it has grown, right? Very quickly. We've been watching you on social media and seeing the juices are selling out, right? You got to get these orders in.
It's cool, and I think it's reflective of people's desire to seek a healthier life, right? We're all seeking answers. We all know that something we're doing is not working, and it's cool to be a part of the answer.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, once they start, they feel better.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the proof of it. People say, all right, I'll try it. I'll try it. But then once they start to feel better and healthier, you begin to sustain it long term.
Yeah, and it's a good point. That was kind of part of the thinking going into making the blends, is how do we make these taste good but also give people super nutritionally dense drinks? You see a lot of juices that are just a ton of fruit, for example,
right,
and they'll add a little bit of color in there just for aesthetics.
Right.
But if you're going to do it, you need to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And the right way is packing these juices with the nutrition.
Right, and without the additives and all of the things that we really just don't need.
Yeah.
We don't need. I think a lot of people are looking for that simpler approach to nutrition.
Totally.
Because it really is. The things that make us feel good are actually pretty simple. And we all sort of know them. There is some intuition there, right? We know we should eat things that are fresh.
Yeah, right.
But it makes it a whole lot easier when you put them together for us in a bottle that I can put in my cup holder or my car, right?
Totally.
And I think that is part of it too, is finding ways that also fit our lifestyles, which tend to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
Right, and sometimes maybe a little rush, and that's where we fall into that pitfall of not eating right when we're on the go.
Right, it's not convenient.
Right.
It's not convenient enough, right?
Right, and so this kind of fits both of those worlds, right?
Nope.
Where do you see this going? I know you guys have a lot of plans for where you'd like to take this.
Yeah, it's a great question. We do our best to be super present, but obviously the more people we can reach, the better. There's some really exciting products coming. I showed you the kombucha setup back there. We're moving into that space as well. But we also don't want to lose touch with our passion, which is the farm aspect. Right. It's the actual in the garden, connecting to earth, right? That's where all this food comes from anyway. So it's really important to remember that.
Right.
And that's the heart of all of this. And that's where the healing power comes from,
right, which
is really cool. So we see it potentially evolving into just more farm-based wellness products. Right, medicinal mushrooms are something coming down the pipeline. But as far as we can tell, the more markets we go to, the more people we can expose to this modality of wellness, clearer people's bodies come. When their bodies become clear, their minds become clear, and we start making better choices as a whole.
Right. And so that is that holistic wellness approach,
yeah,
which the flowers factor in as well in tying us into nature, no matter where we live.
Yeah.
Whether it's out here in the country, whether it's in the city, being able to tie to that.
Yeah.
And remember that that's going to keep us healthy.
Yeah, truly. And the more technology driven, and I'm not against technology, I love it. That's the reason, it's what we're doing here.
That's what we're doing, right?
And it could be a tool, but I think the more disconnected we come from nature, you can see the results of that. So that's kind of our bigger mission, besides just the juice and the flowers, is how can we be a bridge to reconnect people back to that way of life?
Right, and help them feel better.
Yeah.
Right, help them feel better. Now, tell me a little bit about the teas, because I'm a big tea drinker, and you have wonderful organic teas. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so tea is just another great product that kind of seamlessly fits into people's lifestyle. A lot of people, I love coffee, but tea is often a better choice in terms of adding nutrition and health benefits to your diet. So it mainly overflowed from our love for tea, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at them and thought, oh, that would make good iced tea. Some of that might have to come home with me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so again, it's just one of those products that we wanted to add as another value that we give to people to help be the bridge.
Make it a variable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I think people need to know too is that you're making juice all year round,
Yeah.
Which is wonderful because here in Western Pennsylvania, we tend to be at the farm markets in the summertime, or we're part of a CSA, or we really pay attention in the summertime to all of that holistic nutrition through fruits and vegetables. But then we get to winter, and we're like, oh, that's it,
Bunker down.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you can do this all year.
Yeah, and we do. Yeah, so we actually opened the shop last year around November.
November time.
Yeah.
Going into winter.
Yeah, so we were juicing heavy all winter, and that's when you probably need to be more mindful of keeping your immune system high,
Right.
and
A
all
little
that.
more stress on your immune system in
Yeah.
the winter time.
No
Yeah.
sunshine.
No vitamin D, right? We have no vitamin D, during the winter, and just also, I think our diets do tend to change a little bit in the winter, and
true.
maybe we're not getting as many farm-to-table products,
Yep.
but they're still available, and I think that's a good point to make to people. Like, this is still available to you even in the winter.
Yeah, totally. So we do juice all year round, and all of it, we have shifted to kind of a made-to-order model now. We juice twice a week, and it's all pre-order basis. Because raw juice, it's only good for up to 5 days, and that's only because we use the cold press juicer. If you're using a countertop juicer, it's 48 to 36 hours
Right.
before the juice you start to,
You
or
lose the
36 to
benefit.
48 hours.
Right.
But yeah, it does start to lose its nutrition quality. So,
You need it to be fresh.
yep,
And you notice that in the flavor too.
yep,
You do. And
You can
everybody,
taste it.
you know, if even the only juice that you've ever had is fresh squeezed orange juice,
oh yeah,
you know the difference in the flavor and what it tastes like. And to taste these that are amazing combinations of fruits and vegetables. Now, tell me a little bit too about how we can get these juices. So you just mentioned that it's pre-order because people want these juices.
yeah, yeah, and that's awesome. We're kind of humbled by that.
That's awesome.
But
I
we
love it.
open our store every Wednesday from noon to 6, and mainly that's just people coming in and picking up their pre-orders. We make some extra, but because the juice spoils, if it's not there, we, like I said, have shifted to pre-orders.
Right.
And we also hit the farmers markets on the weekend.
Yeah, tell me which farmers markets you're at, because I know we're all out there right now visiting them.
Yeah. So we tag team and split up. We do the Slippery Rock Farmers Market at Gateway Park from 9 to noon every Saturday. And we also do the New Wilmington Farmers Market from 9 to 1. And that's at Fresh Marketplace, right in New Wilmington.
So you can at least try them out, and then you can start your pre-orders because you're going to want to.
Yeah, totally. And that's, like you said, something interesting. When you start introducing this stuff to your body, you start feeling better. And when you start feeling better, it's the natural decision to, you obviously want more of it, but you're also going to be more inclined to eat healthier too. Juicing is a great way to transition into a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
So if you're looking to make changes, it's a great place to start.
Yeah, and
again.
add that in and see how you feel, and then I think you start to crave it. I mean, I say the same thing about yoga and movement.
Yeah.
You start it, and maybe at first it's challenging, but then your body starts to crave it
Yeah.
because it needs it, it wants it. Same with meditation, and a lot of the things that we talk about on this show is after a while you want to do it.
Yeah.
You seek it out. And I think that's your body looking for health. I mean, I think we all want good health. So we're going to naturally find that path if we open up to some of these opportunities,
Totally.
right? And give ourselves a chance to find it.
Yeah,
which is-
so
is really cool.
we've been serving the Newcastle area, Slippery Rock, Grove City, all the way down to Cranberry. I forgot one other market we've started at. Do you want to explain the Thursday
it's,
market?
So it's called Open Air Market in every Thursday from 4 to 8 in Zillinoble, like right in town. So they're gonna have live music, so we're gonna also set up there starting this week.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, come get your dose of community and immunity.
And immunity, that's
yeah.
right, I love it. Community and immunity, we're working this, right? And so we can face anything once we start to pay attention to all of those things, health and wellness. This is awesome. If people want to get in touch with you guys, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so our shop phone, 724-900-6048, is how a lot of people place their orders. It's a cell phone, so people call or text. And we're heavy on social media. So Facebook, Instagram are also good places to reach out to us.
Well, Shita and Dustin, thank you so much for joining us today. This
Yeah.
has been really exciting,
Pleasure
and
to
I
have
really
you.
enjoyed making some juice and enjoyed getting to know all about what you do. And we hope that you'll come back. As this starts to expand, you'll come back and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, totally. We'll
so
definitely invite you out.
We can be a part of it. We love it.
Absolutely. Would you like to make a batch of juice?
I'm definitely in for that.
Yeah?
We're going to make some juice.
Juice time. Cool.
And we're also going to head out to do a little yoga. We're going to be yoga on a paddleboard today because we're mixing it up all the way around. So you get your mat out, I'm going to get my board out, and I'll meet you in a moment on the mat. Welcome back. I am on one of my favorite mats today. I love to paddleboard. Those of you that know me well know that paddleboarding is a big part of my life. I love to be out on the water. So we're going to do a little sup yoga today and take our practice out to the water. But the sequence that I'm doing today can just as easily be done on your mat at home. And one of the great things about doing sup yoga is that we intensify that core a little bit, a little more balance challenge. But one of the great things too for you on the mat is that when we slow that sequence down, you get to work on the alignment. So I really want us to focus on the alignment of the poses. Instead of just engaging those big muscle groups that we often rely on, we're going to try and engage the core a little more and try and find those subtle muscles that hold us in place in the position so that when we speed up that practice, then we also are doing it a little better, right? And not just going through the motions. So this practice can be done either on the water today or on your mat. I'm glad you're joining me. So we're going to start out in seated. So you want this nice seated posture. Now, we can even make seated posture a little more active. Can you sit up nice and tall? We want to focus on putting those shoulders above the hips and being able to open the rib cage and breathe a little more. Taking those hands out to the knees, flip the palms up. We're going to invite in all that's good today. Take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe you close the eyes. And we just take our centering posture to seated today. Couple of deep breaths. Can you begin to lift with the crown of the head? Draw those shoulder blades down. Nice open chest. Now breathe into that space you've created. Another one. Nice deep breath. Use that exhale. Just release. One more. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale it out. Now take those arms out to either side. We're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. Taking those arms out to either side. Let's open the side body. That right arm comes up. Halfway, we flip the palm. Take it up and over. Little bend in that elbow. Reach it over to the other side. Feel that rib cage open up and bring it back down. Left arm goes up halfway, flip the palm, open up, press into that opposite hand, and just lead. And bring it back to center. Let's take one more, right at center. Nice deep breath in all the way up. And we exhale, those hands to heart center. Nice job. Now, taking it to the mat. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to shift our weight forward and just take a few cat-cow. So on the inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. On the exhale, press into the mat, round the spine, lifting up. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, press away, round the spine, just warming up the spine. In and out. Now as we slow it down a little bit, can you engage a little more? You draw that belly in as you rise up. And let that belly release. As you inhale, Couple more. Warming up the spine. And then we just bring it to that neutral spine. I'm going to put my gaze between my two hands and extend that right leg back. Nice cat stretch balance. Stretch it out long. Maybe you bring it to those left fingertips. Maybe that left arm comes up. Nice deep breath in. See if you can reach a little farther. Another one. Deep breath. Keep reaching. One more. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Bring it back to that tabletop. I'm going to widen out those knees. Take those hips to the right. Nice big hip circle. All the way around. Bring it back to center. Let's extend that left leg behind us. Little cat stretch balance. Maybe it's right fingertips. Maybe that arm comes up. Nice deep breath in. Now we got to draw the belly in. It's a big core pose. Reach a little farther. Another one. Deep breath. Keep reaching. One more. Deep breath in. And let's bring it back down. Tabletop, widen out. Take those hips out to the left and let's circle it around. Bringing it all the way back to center. Tucking the toes underneath. Let's press back. Nice little downward facing dog. And maybe you walk those feet out in down dog. Little shift from side to side. Wag the tail. Then let's inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Drop those knees down. Let's bring that right leg through your hands. Coming into our lunge. Now on a paddleboard, I'm going to take that lunge out a little bit wider. So think of train tracks. Maybe a hold right there. Maybe you can bring those hands to the thigh. Maybe you can take those arms all the way overhead. Let's interlace the fingers. Nice deep breath in. Use that exhale. You reach a little higher. Another one. Deep breath. Reaching up. One more. Deep breath in. As high as you can, then slowly bring those fingertips back down. Maybe you tuck those toes underneath. Maybe you lift that chest just a little bit. Maybe you can even bring those hands to the thigh. One hand at a time. Nice and slow. Maybe they go all the way overhead. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Slowly bring it back down. Put those knees together and press back to child's pose. Drop the head. And then inhale. All the way back up. Tuck those toes underneath. And press it back. Downward facing dog. Maybe that right leg goes all the way up to the sky. Maybe a bend at the knee. Bring that heel to the small of the back. And let's let it rise up nice and high. And slowly bring that foot through your hands. Steady it. And those arms go up. Little warrior one. Reach. Exhale. Open up. Warrior two. Nice deep breath. And then just cartwheel down to that mat. 2 feet into plank. Hold that plank. Rotate those elbow creases towards the top of the mat. Elbows tied into the rib cage, scooping up into cobra. And pressing it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Let's bring those knees down. Tuck those toes underneath behind you. Inhale those arms up. Maybe you can gaze at the hands. Maybe you can lean back into those thighs. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Slowly bring the palms down. Bow down. Let the head release. And then rise it back up. Here's that little tabletop. Left leg comes through your hands. Deciding where that lunge is going to be. Then we slowly bring those hands to the thigh. Little lift in the chest, tucking the pelvis underneath. See if you can engage the belly, engage the chest, lift with the crown of the head. So not just putting the pressure on those legs, but let's see if we can engage the rest of the body. Nice deep breath in. Use that exhale, little lift, some length in the spine. And then slowly bring it back down. Tucking those toes underneath behind you. Pressing up to that full lunge. Maybe those hands come to the thigh. Maybe they go all the way overhead. Nice deep breath in. Little lift. Little length. I hear the osprey talking to me. We're going to reach up to his sky. One more breath. And then bring it back down. Drop that knee down. Bring those two knees together. Let's inhale. All the way up, thunderbolt pose. Lean back into those thighs. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Fold to that board. Inhale up. Plant those hands. Tuck those toes underneath. And let's find that downward facing dog. Maybe this time we can inhale that left leg up to the sky. Nice deep breath, maybe a little bend. Then extend it nice and long. And bring it all the way through those hands. Take a minute, set those feet. And then those arms go up. Warrior one. Anchor it. Exhale. Warrior two. Nice deep breath. Cartwheel down to that board or mat. 2 feet into plank. Strong plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And all the way back. Bring those knees down. Tuck the toes underneath. Find that thunderbolt. Inhale up. Exhale, little lean this time. We're going to take that left hand, grab onto that ankle. Can you look up at that right hand? Maybe you can push it back. Little back bend. Nice deep breath. And then exhale, bow down, counter stretch. Release the lower back. Then inhale. Take it back to thunderbolt. Inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale, little lean. Maybe that hand comes to the ankle. Maybe we push that arm back. Little back bend, nice deep breath. And then exhale. Take it all the way down. Release. Deep breath in. And let's slowly rise up. We're going to bring it to seated. Flipping those legs around. I want you to press into those heels. Just opening up that lower back just a little bit more. Fingertips come towards your backside. Now, as you press into the fingertips, I want you to lift the chest. And I want you to press that belly button up to the sky. See if you can just lift your backside, just up off the mat. Maybe you'll hold right there, but I want you to point the toes. Engage the legs. Lift a little more. Maybe you can take it all the way up into our upward facing plank. Pressing into those heels. And take it up. Maybe you can drop the head. Nice deep breath. Keep that lift going. And then slowly lower it back down. Nice job. Now, I'm going to grab my paddle. But this can be accomplished at home with a broom pretty readily. The Swiffer pole also works very well. If you're looking for something to do this, if you do have a staff or a pole, that also works, but broom will work just fine. So we grab that kitchen broom. I'm going to grab my paddle. And what we want to do is open up those arms. So I'm in that nice, comfortable seated position again, but I'm making it active. I draw the belly in. I lift the chest. I'm going to take those arms out to a big wide V on the pole. Nice and wide. And I inhale and I take it up and over. Now as you come back, inhale up and exhale. Now each round we just bring those hands a little closer together. Playing limbo with the shoulders. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, let it open. Now you can take as many times as you want. At some point, it's gonna get stuck. And when you feel it get stuck, it comes up here and you think, oh, I just can't get it all the way over. I want you to focus on lifting with the crown of the head, exhaling, and I promise there's a little bit of room there. Those nice ball and socket joints, they're meant to go the whole way around. You just don't often open up. So for those of you that are sitting at a computer to work and often find yourself kind of bringing those shoulders forward, you find this position. This is a great break for you to take. Grab that broom and see if we can open up. You can also use a strap to open the shoulders, just back and forth. A couple of nice deep breaths. Now we got those shoulders open. We could work a little on the legs with it too. So we just take our pole and we're going to put it right at the feet and just see if we can press against it, and maybe we can walk those feet out all the way, and we're going to find that big forward fold. A couple of nice deep breaths. Now if it won't go the whole way, you can bend those knees. Nice deep breath in, and then slowly release it. So you didn't know all the things that broom can do, or that paddle. So we work on that just a little bit. That's a great opener to use just even in the middle of a day. So we're going to take those hands and bring ourselves to standing. Planting the hands, widen out those feet, bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Now, we've got all of these trees around me, so I got to do a little homage to the trees. Now, tree on a board is a little bit different. We're going to leave the feet attached, and I want you to leave the feet attached to your mat as well. I want you to widen them out. You get this nice surfer stance. I always tell people that surfers aren't ballet pretty, we're surfer strong. So we take it out nice and wide, right? And then we're going to take that right foot, and we're just going to pop those toes. Now my goal on the board is to even it out. So I'm going to immediately shift to the left, and I'm going to press into that board, even it out. Take those arms, bring them to heart center. I'm going to press into the palms. I'm going to lift with the chest. So we get this nice long spine. We've got equal pressure between the 2 feet. Then I'm going to inhale those arms up. I might even add a mudra, thumb and index finger, 3 fingers point away. My symbol of oneness. So I'm out here at one with nature today. Take a deep breath in. Use that exhale. Can you reach a little more? Press a little more. Zip up the rib cage. But we're deepening that breath with each round. One more deep breath. And then exhale. Bring those hands back down. Let's try that other side. Same thing. Really see if you can increase those engagements. So not just relying on those legs to hold us up, which is what we often do, and they carry us around all day. But let's see if we can engage the belly, the core, the chest, and even that little sense of lift. Drawing those shoulders back. I'm going to pop those left toes. Now there's that immediate shift to the right. even it out. You center the hips, equal pressure between the 2 feet. And then inhale those arms to heart center. Press into the palms. Maybe you feel that little bit of lift in the chest. We're going to take those arms up. Maybe adding that mudra, little reminder that we are one with nature and a part of it. Nice deep breath in. Using that exhale, tree roots us to earth or the water and connects us to heaven. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Just bring it back down. Nice job. Nice big sun breath in. I'm going to swan dive down. Big forward fold. Reach for those toes. Let the head drop. Nice deep breath. And then let it slowly rise up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's bring it down to the mat. Little prayer squat here. Now, maybe you hold right here. Maybe you take it into frog today. So give yourself a little space on the mat. Draw those knees in. I'm going to hug those knees just above the elbows. Maybe you drop that head down. Your choice. Now, maybe you take that head down to the mat. Maybe you love crow and you find that tipping point. Or maybe you even take it into tripod. Give yourself a little space. Bring those knees to the elbows. Maybe that tripod goes to headstand. Who knows? Nice deep breath. And then slowly lower her down. Bring it all the way up. Big sun breath in. Exhale those hands to heart center. We're going to bring it down to seated on the mat. I'm going to swing my legs around. Let's extend them out. Nice and long. Take that right leg and let's cross it over the left. That left leg can stay extended, or you can even tuck it underneath. Little cow face pose. Right arm wraps. Sit up nice and tall, nice and open. So gentle twist. Then take it to the other side. Left arm wraps. Right arm goes behind. Nice deep breath. Exhale it out. Extend those legs nice and long. Shake them out. Cross that left over the right. Right leg sneaks underneath. First, that left arm wraps. We've got that nice open twist. Nice deep breath. Then let's wrap that right arm. Extend the left. Lots of lift. And a little gaze out over that left shoulder. Bring it back to center. We're going to take it all the way down to the mat. So we slowly lower down. Widen out those feet. Maybe you windshield wiper those legs back and forth. Little release for the lower back. Then we're going to draw those heels in to where you can almost brush them with the fingertips, setting up for our bridge. Go ahead and press into those big toe mounds. Take it up into bridge. You can roll those shoulder blades underneath. Interlace the fingers if it feels good. Nice deep breath. Keep lifting up if it feels pretty good. You can always lift that right leg up to the sky. Nice deep breath. Slowly bring it down. Let's try the other side. Left leg goes up. Nice deep breath. Slowly bring her down. Widen it out, lower down. Little windshield wiper back and forth. Nice release for that lower back. Let's do one more fun one. Little release. Working on that lower back. Draw those knees in nice and wide. Maybe you can even grab onto the shins or the toes. Maybe you can take it out into a straddle. Nice deep breath. Find that little release. Maybe we let it come to happy baby. Grab onto the thighs, the shins, the soles of the feet. Drawing those knees down to the mat. Maybe you turn that head from side to side. And bring those legs up towards the sky. Just let them hang. I'm going to take those arms out to either side and let them just float down to that mat, nice and slow. And then I let you just widen them out for a second. Take a couple of deep breaths in. Maybe a hand to the chest, hand to the belly. Let that belly just rise and fall. I've got the best view here. Trees and sky. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly meet me back in that seated posture. So we find it once again, right back where we started. I want you to see if you have a little more space. Can you sit up a little taller? Lift in the crown of the head. Let's see where it takes us this time. Nice deep breath in. Use that exhale, hands to heart center. Those motions may be slower, but have we created a little more space? Right arm goes up, flip the palm, take it up and over, press into that hand. Little side body stretch. Maybe I can gaze up at the sky. And bring it back. Left arm goes halfway, little flip, up and over. Press into the hand, reach. Nice deep breath. Maybe I gaze up and bring it back to center. Nice, let's bring it to that center posture. I want you to press those fingertips into the mat. Lift with the crown of the head. One more, nice deep breath. This time, let those arms just float down. Slowly bring them to those knees. Flip those palms up again, inviting in all that's good. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. See if you can get down to the bottom of those lungs with that breath and exhale it out. Just inviting in all that's good. We're going to let go of fear, anxiety, insecurities. There's enough of that in the world. Let's take in a little bit of hope, gratitude, peace, and love. We can all use a little more of that. Couple of breaths here. You could even add that mudra, thumb and index finger, 3 fingers pointing away, so that we become one with nature, one with all that's around us. Taking those arms out to either side, let's take that last deep breath in. Ending our practice with those hands at heart center. Grateful for our practice today, the space we've created in the body and mind. Breathe a little deeper. Find the light within you. Take it out into the world. Namaste.